It has been a busy year for Lone Wolf Media in South Portland. It produces the docu-series Wild Crime, which is on Hulu, and the third season of that series is dropping. With us here to talk about it, the executive producer and director of Wild Crime, Lisa Wolfinger from Lone Wolf, and Kendall Cooper, who runs a casting agency here in Maine and who did the casting for season 3 of Wild Crime. Great to have you both here. Thanks so much for coming in.
Well, thank you.
The appetite that people have for true crime is seemingly insatiable, Lisa, which is great for you. The third season of this series is out. What is the basic story that you're telling in this series?
Well, this one is set in the national forests instead of the national parks. The first 2 seasons were set in the national parks. And it's about a rather unpleasant serial killer who hunted victims in 3 different...
Yeah,
well, I know, what am I saying? Good point.
A really bad one.
This was a really bad
one. Who's hunting
guy.
victims in these national forests?
In 3 different national forests, one in Blood Mountain, Georgia, one in Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina, and Apalachicola in Florida.
National forests are good places to get away, to forget about troubles you may have, or just relax. But sometimes bad things happen in good places.
The focus is really about the investigators who track down these evil people and bring them to justice.
We got a very critical call that just scared everybody.
A missing hiker that was up on Blood Mountain.
As soon as she didn't come home, everybody's radar went up.
There's something wrong here.
Your company, Lone Wolf, is based in South Portland. As much as possible, when doing the recreations that are a crucial part of a series like this, you try to do them in Maine. That's where you came in, Kendall. You did the casting for the 3rd season of Wild Crime. Where did you begin to search and find people?
Well, the search really started with season 1. I did season 1, 2, and 3, and we looked for local people. What we're doing when we're casting these recreations, we're looking for people who look like the real people that were involved in the story. So we're looking at facial feature and also build and hair, facial hair, to find people that resemble the real people that we're making the story about. We usually find people in Maine. Occasionally, from maybe the leads, we bring them in from New York because we kind of need to cast a wide net to find people who can act and who also resemble the real people in the story.
And that's the key. They have to be able to act.
They do have
helps,
to be able
yes.
to act, and they're playing a wide range of actual people, cops, searchers, people who are just in the parks as visitors, just regular folks, right?
Yes, so we have lots of different varying extras. We involve a lot of people that are real law enforcement, also people that play all sorts of different varying characters. Sometimes there's kids. It depends on the story that they write, but there's lots of people in the background, and then some of our key players that have to really look like the people that were involved in the story.
You do shooting on location in the places where you're telling the story, but you also, when possible, like to shoot in Maine, particularly the recreations. How much were you able to shoot in Maine for this season?
Actually, just about all of the reenactments were shot here in Maine because we were dealing with woods. Woods look like woods, lots of trees.
You hunt humans as prey.
Just the devil incarnate.
I've never saw that kind of evil before.
So we ended up shooting at Wolf Neck in Freeport, and we filmed there extensively, actually. April, June, July, and a few other places in Scarborough. I think there was a forest in Scarborough. We shot there, but mainly Freeport. And it was actually a quick anecdote, but it's supposed to be winter. The whole thing happens, the whole story happens in the winter. And so we shot in April. I waited for the snow to go away. We had a little window. And the 2-3 days we shot, you probably remember, it was 80 degrees, and I had everybody in puffer jackets, and yeah, it was a little painful for our actors, but they were troopers.
What kind of challenges have you run into, just in terms of casting for Wild Crime?
Well, let's see, a challenge this year, it takes a while to find the person that looks like the real person. We get somebody finally, and then there was one morning where somebody canceled the morning of, and if they have to be on set at 8 a.m., and we found someone who finally looked like the person we needed them to look like, we luckily went to our second choice. She was from Massachusetts visiting family in Maine, so she was able to show up in, I think, 30 minutes to an hour, and we could get her on set, and we were able to keep the scene going. But it's unfortunate when people cancel the morning of. Obviously things come up, but once you find the person who really looks like the person we're looking for, that's a extra
Civilians
Hard.
think that what you guys do is so glamorous and so exciting, but there are always headaches involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
Season 3 of Wild Crime is finished. It drops on Hulu Thursday, November 30th, and the first 2 seasons are there as well, so people can watch that. Thank you so much, Lisa Kendall. Appreciate you being here. If you'd like more information on Wild Crime or on Lone Wolf Media or on Kendall Cooper's casting agency, just head to the 207 section of our website or app and stay with us. We're going to be back in just a moment.